YouTube, it's the sewing teacher Cece. So this is a pillow case. This is a 16 by 16 pillow insert, and then it has an envelope back so that it goes in and out pretty easily. This is 100% cotton. You will see a lot of this fabric this month. This is the first of 4 projects that are like in this theme fabric and me in this theme dress because I have to do everything in batches. So I hope you enjoy. This is a very simple project. It is basic quilting, but there's no, well, other than just straight seams, that's about it. I highly recommend that if you are going to do this, do more than one, or at least have a backup project, because you'll end up with more squares than you need. This is going to be a repeating clip for all 4 of the November videos. Tools, tools, tools. Big thing to have is a rotary cutter, a cutting mat, and a ruler. This will help make straight lines easy. It will help make all of your square, rectangular, long pieces so much easier to cut. So, these are actually the same ones from the library because familiarity. When you use a rotary cutter, it does have a blade. This is the guard up. This is the guard down. Do not ever put this down with the guard down. So, always have the guard up. Do not ever put your fingers in the way of this. It is sharp. It is basically like a super fancy pizza cutter, except for fabric. So, I can cut through many layers of fabric with this as long as it's sharp. When it gets dull, you can either, it will probably get dull in spots, and you can either replace the blade or there are sharpeners for specific blade sizes. Highly recommend if you are going to do this to invest in a set of these. I think this was anywhere between $11 to $20 for this set on Amazon. Quilted pillowcase. So we're going to do the diagonal strip pillowcase. So you have 6 different strips, or in this case a repeat of one. So these you sew together, and then you, while folded in half, you cut it at a diagonal to make the squares, which I thought was super cool. So I wanted to try that, kind of to test and see how that works. I am doing an envelope back instead of a zipper back for the pillow because of the fact that I'm a firm believer in, if you don't need to do zippers, please don't. And I like envelope backs because they just look nice and they feel nice as well if you want to lay on the opposite side of your pillow. So, I'm making a 16 by 16 inch pillowcase. These are 11 by 16, and then these are all 2.5 inches by the entire width of the fabric. And then we'll cut the squares out. So I'll sew these together and show you that next portion. Diagonal strips. So you were supposed to sew these into 6 by 6, or out of 6 you're supposed to sew 3 and 3. So I also press them so that when they are all together, they will be all going in the same direction. Always press your seams for quilting. It makes your life so much easier. And most people know how much I love ironing, which is not at all. Anyone who's gone to my in-person classes are like, yeah, Cece hates ironing. I do. I very much do. But it's mandatory here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin these 2 pieces together and sew them and leave it, because I'm going to cut these while they're folded in half, which is why they're already ironed and ready to go at this stage instead of me trying to do it when I've already sewn them together. So here comes the hard part for making these blocks. You're probably going to end up with more than you need for a 16 by 16 pillow, but that's okay. Just toss the extras into your scrap pile, and you probably use them, or I'll probably come up with a project in January that involves them. Okay, hint, hint, hint. Anyway, so I'm doing this diagonally so that I can actually, use my hands. I have the bottom edge of this that is open right here on this edge, okay? I have a much larger ruler than I need, but I need to cut in a 45-degree angle. So I have the major line right here that I can very visibly see matched up with this line right here, so that the tip of my ruler is at this fabric, and then I'm just going to cut diagonally. So here's some end pieces that can just go into your scraps. Then, this is the exciting part. Here is one block. Then of course you're going to press this seam so that it lays nicely. And there you go. So if I measure this, it should be pretty square. Maybe? I don't know. I'm going to try and measure it in this corner where I can actually use my grid. So we've got almost a 9, almost a 9. Okay, so we've got an 8 and like 3/4 block, which is actually pretty okay. Okay, so we're going to keep on going. So again, I'm going to match up my bottom. I'm going to put this here, and now I'm barely cutting this corner. Go where I want to. And the edges of the ruler at this point should just match, because when you're cutting at a 45-degree angle, it's still going to make a 90-degree corner like this did. Up right here is a 90-degree corner. And so for this one, I am merely trying to cut right where the stitches start. Okay, then I've got a new block. So this I can sew the edges and then make a whole nother block out of. So I'm going to go ahead and put this off to the side so that I can do that with it. I may or may not just have enough following this though. Okay, another one. Another one that just needs a seam pressed. So I've got 1, 2, and then a third one that needs to be sewn over there. I need to press these middle seams, obviously. So let's see how many other ones I get out of here. There's another one. Okay, so there's a third one. And then, so I am, it looks like getting 6 out of here, which is fine. That's 2 more than I needed, but as I said, I can do something else with the extras. Actually, okay, so I'm probably not going to use this one because there is clearly salvage on this edge, which is fine because I'm going to go ahead and finish this seam, press it, and leave it in my scrap box, because then I have a completed square for another project that I may want to do. Seams are pressed, and I have decided on my favorites. The 2 other ones are elsewhere. I may or may not use them this month. I may save them for January, which is going to be scrap month. Okay, so these are pressed. I don't mind that this spot matches on either side because I think it adds a little more depth and interest to it. So I'm really, really happy with this. I'm going to go ahead and sew it in this pattern. I already folded over and sewed one of the 16, or both of these on the, or so that it's hot dog style instead of hamburger, so that these can fold over in the back. So I'm going to finish up the front, and then I'm going to match everything and sew it together. And then the pillow is done. I have the envelope pinned, and the cool thing about the envelope is it can, because of the way that it is, it can literally go any direction. So I think I actually have it sideways, but I actually don't mind too much, because if it's like this, you'll still get your pillow in it. It's not going to fall out. It still works. Hi, Jarvis. Did you see something to chase? Oh, I think you did. So go ahead and sew all the way around, and then clip your excess. You can serge this, or if you're feeling so inclined, you can French seam it. I'm just going to leave the seams raw, because you're going to have the pillow insert inside, and no one's going to see it. Okay, so the pillow is done. So you turn it right side out, shove your pillow in, and there you go. My seams don't match. I think part of that is just the diagonal and trying to make sure that everything was okay. Do I care that it doesn't match? Nope. Some of them do. Like, I did okay on some of them, but some of them don't. Oh well. So, there you go. If you want to see more videos like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, Ranger. There's my gorgeous boy.